Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. Why do I say us? Because I am a moon sign Cancer. And as many of you know already, I'm very proud of that fact. So let's have a look at the Destiny card, which has just jumped straight out. And the Destiny card this week is the Hermit card. Very interesting because the Hermit so far has been quite active. This suggests that in some way, shape or form, you are being very reflective this week. Even with the hubbub that's going on around you, or, you know, in the wider world stage, this week you're kind of withdrawing because you want to pay attention to your intuition, right? Cancer lives the world, lives and experiences the world and life through their feelings, through that internal realm, right? They take things in and process them through that inner world and that understanding. The Destiny card is basically saying your soul is speaking up this week. There is something about this week where you are withdrawing from the world. You may be a little bit more pensive this week. You may be a little bit more withdrawn this week. It's your solar return, and if you are celebrating, a happy birthday to you. And I really hope you have a fantastic one. With that said, the Hermit card, yeah, it does, even if it is your birthday, you might be a little bit more subdued. You might be a little bit more contemplative, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, I mean, the way I see it is the sun has traveled the entire zodiac, gaining information and tidbits and making sort of, not necessarily mistakes, but, you know, failing forward, let's say, and all of that, and gathering information. And when it comes home, it's kind of like we can take the shoes off internally and go, right, let's process all of this now. You know, so it's kind of like the, you know, when you do the Halloween haul and you come home and you start sorting through your candy. I kind of get this feeling that that's what's going on for you guys this week. So the Hermit card kind of makes sense. The only thing that I will say to you is don't shut yourself off. It's okay to withdraw. It's okay to take time for yourself, but don't completely shut yourself off from the world. All right. If you want to be in the Cancer cave, be in the Cancer cave. There's nothing wrong with it. I do it all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know what I mean. So let's see the direction or the context. The direction or the context is the Ace of Swords. So you are making some tough decisions this week, my dear Cancerians. And I believe that through the guise of love, through self-love, self-care, self-preservation, this week you're making a difficult decision. This is why you're withdrawing. This is why you're going in, because you're about to make a decision. You could be finally moving forward with something. You could be leaving somebody behind. You could be removing something or someone from your life. And it kind of feels like, because this is a big decision, it's almost like you're going into this reflective mode and you're saying to yourself, right, you know what? I've got to get tough with myself here. I've got to get, you know, eye level with myself and say, look, you know what? If you're going to do this, you've got to be all in or all out. It's kind of like you're saying to yourself that it's almost like you're giving yourself an ultimatum, right? And you're saying to yourself, you know, for whatever it is, it could be, you know, it could be something as simple as, right, I want to do something about my weight now. And in that case, I'm going to have to cut out sugar, or I'm going to have to get dedicated to working out. I'm going to have to look at my diet. If it is, you know, I want a car, right? Okay, fuck it. I'm not going out anymore because, you know, every night that I go out and have drinks and stuff with friends, look at how much money I'm wasting. I can put that money away and I can start. Do you see what I mean? You're giving yourself that push towards a specific goal, but in the meantime, or in the process of that, you're getting quite tough with yourself to say, look, you've got to make a decision here. You can't, it's almost like you're saying to yourself, don't whine about it, make a plan about it, which is a good place to be. You know, it's not a bad thing at all. And this actually is quite interesting because it ties in with the weekly general overview of parenting yourself, right? Which is never a bad thing, ever. So the insight card is the Knight of Swords, right? So this is good because it suggests that you are being a little bit ruthless with yourself. Obviously be kind and courteous to yourself. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about getting serious with yourself. The Knight of Swords is saying that you might have a tendency to take it too far. So if you haven't exercised for, 6 months to a year, don't go and start lifting friggin' like 20 kgs on an arm, and it's not going to happen. Be realistic. The Knight of Swords is about fast things, right? It tends to rush in where angels fear to tread, so to speak. So it's saying build the plan, make the decision, be tough with yourself for sure, but don't be aggressive in your approach, right? You've got to take it from, I think there's an app called From Couch to 5K. So if you've always said like one day I want to run a 5K race, you literally it gives you tasks each day for an entire month. And over the course of that month, it builds up your tolerance so that you can go literally from doing nothing to running a 5K. And that's what I mean. Take it in that slow, steady, progressive way. The insight card is basically saying don't be hasty about it. If you're going to do it properly, right? I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know how it shapes up or what it relates to for you guys in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.